All right, welcome into Chalk Talk Social. It is Tuesday, November 18th, and Virginia Tech has officially signed away any victories over top 25 programs now that they have signed James Franklin to be their head coach. I'm just kidding, but like for real, maybe they won't, but it gives them they're in a much better chance to start competing in the ACC now with James Franklin coming in. Obviously a big program builder. Virginia, we talked about, it's been a hotbed for recruits lately. That's where you're at, Iman. How you doing? How you feeling about that
You
move?
already know I'm about my money, I'm about my biz. You know it's me when you hear that. There it is, fresh off the road from Cleveland. You know, watching my boys beat up on the Browns. But listen, that was probably the best hire for them because you got to think about it. James Franklin is so just familiar with Virginia. You got to think Warren, Keandre Lambert, Katron Allen. All of these guys are going to the NFL. He's recruited Virginia so hard. So just imagine him having the support now of Virginia. And you got to think about it. He's not going to have to beat, let's say, two ranked teams in the ACC every year. And to me, I think he's going to be able to build a team to be able to beat Miami year in and year out because Mario Cristobal is just not a good coach. So I think he's going to make a run. And I'm not going to say it. 3 years he'll be in the college football playoffs.
He says, I'm not going to say it. Says it
And I said it. And I said it anyway. Now, I didn't say he was going to win it. But
Okay.
in 3 years, 3 and under, he'll be in the college football playoffs because he's going to build that program and he'll win. Just fine. Hopefully he can get a good quarterback. But like I said, Virginia, listen, the talent, everybody's born with that. Yeah, everybody born with football gifts out there. So
that's fun. I mean, you keep seeing these days too with recruits. I just saw another one today. Some kid who's literally in middle school, 6'5", 308 pounds. I don't know what these kids are being fed. I don't know what's in the water. Kids did not grow like this when I was in high school. It was a rare person that was like over 6 foot, over 6'2". But you weren't getting 6'5", 300 pounders, which it seems like that seems like every D1 recruit now on the offensive line is that size in 8th grade. It is. I don't know what's happened, but yeah, James Franklin, look, good for him. He's swimming in buyout money. He's swimming in Virginia Tech money now. Yeah. He's going to be swimming in Virginia recruits. I mean, James Franklin's going to be living large and feeling good. And look, we'll get into it. I won't get too crazy on ACC talk right now, but yeah, that's going to be interesting. We will definitely cover, do they instantly become like a top contender to be, ACC champs? Like you said, maybe 2-3 years. How far away are they? And given the landscape of the rest of the ACC right now. But per usual, on a Tuesday, we got to crack into the top 10 in 10. The 10 biggest headlines from the weekends that we kind of saw fans talking about the most. Got a lot of pop online, got people talking a bit. So why don't we kick it off right into it? The Los Angeles Rams continue their absolute dominance. And I think, they lost to the Eagles, but from the eye test, they are looking like the juggernaut of the NFC. They look as good as their record is. They look as good as all the analytics say they are. They have beat the Seahawks. They've beat the 49ers, even though they also lost to the 49ers. They've also beat the Colts. So they do have some good quality wins this season. Maybe the greatest punt my eyes have ever bared witness to was Ethan Evans pinning the Seahawks at the 1-inch yard line. It wasn't a touchdown now. It was a one bounce, skip out of bounds an inch in front of the pylon to set the Seahawks up for a 99.9 yard game-winning drive that they absolutely did not complete. So Rams look amazing. That's my favorite out of the NFC right now. We'll crack into that more. What's next?
Number 2, down there in Charlotte, got something to be hype about. The Carolina Panthers continue to stack these wins with a 30-27 victory over the Atlanta Falcons. And guess what? My guy, Bryce Young, had a career day. Former first-round pick who they said might be a bust. Bryce Young went 31 for 45, 448 yards, 3 tuds, 0 picks. And not only that, the guy that they said who really didn't love football, McMillan, I remember when he got drafted, people were questioning what he was going to be. Somehow they found good chemistry. He had 8 receptions, 130 yards, and 2 of the 3 touchdown passes that Bryce Young had. Hey, Carolina's looking like few more wins, they may be a playoff team, but salute to Bryce Young, career game. Everybody knew you had the talent, little short, but I guess you're showing everybody now, hey, let that boy spin that ball and y'all gonna win some games.
Yeah, they could still win the NFC South. That's crazy. That is a crazy thing. Number 3, speaking of crazy, Josh Allen, still certifiably crazy and an alien, whatever you want to call it. He goes off for 6 touchdowns in the Bills' big old victory against fellow MVP Baker Mayfield over the Buccaneers. Look, he now has his second career 6-touchdown game where he has 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. The rest of NFL history combined has exactly 0 of those games. So Josh Allen, look, it's been an up and down season for the Bills, for the offense, for Josh Allen. People are kind of bringing back some old Josh Allen talk from, he's makes some sloppy plays. But look, he once again leads all quarterbacks in total touchdowns this season with 28. The Bills moved to 3-1 in their last 4 games. Like I said, the Bucs, though, they're on the other side of that. They're 1-3 in their last 4 games. Now, they've been hurt a bit, kind of letting the Panthers stay in it. But for the Bills' perspective, when Josh Allen plays like that, you can beat anyone in the world. I don't care who is on the other side, and that is the danger of the Buffalo Bills offense. What's next?
Uh-oh, y'all know what time it is. Mr. Shedeur Legendary Sanders finally got his shot Sunday after Dylan Gabriel went down in the second half. And listen, Austin, I was in the building. When I tell you that stadium was rocking when he got out there, like
Really?
I've never, listen, rocking when he went in, the stadium was rocking. Now, granted, it wasn't an ideal situation. He only went 4 for 16, 47 yards. Didn't really look good. Now, I can say with my eyes, he made a couple good throws. That one throw in the end zone, the receiver had it, then the DB knocked it out. I mean, you can see that he has something there, but until they improve that line, maybe bring some more weapons in there. Listen, I don't know how much he can do, but when I tell you right now, Austin, Cleveland got some high hopes now, because even leaving the game, everybody was still just like super excited about it. And man, is Myles Garrett like a creative player? No, seriously, I'm not gonna lie to you. To see him just be unblockable the whole game was crazy. But yes, his time is finally. He will be starting for the rest of the year too. But we'll see how he plays. Shedeur finally got his shot. Hey, we're going to see how the rest of the year go.
We will. All right, next up, Alabama. They lost. So every time Bama loses, an angel gets its wings. Oklahoma beats them 23-21. And I'm telling you, folks, the SEC playoff tiebreaker scenarios right now are out of this world. They are out of control. It only gets more intensified with that game, with now 7 teams are in contention right now at the top of the SEC. Just a crazy end of the season. Look, this loss for Alabama snaps what was a 17-game home win streak, the longest in FBS. Oklahoma now moves to 2-0 against Alabama in their 2 years of being in the SEC. They kind of got their number, and they kind of got Kalen DeBoer's number. John Mateer did not play a good football game, and they still pulled it out. It took 3 turnovers. It took a pick 6, and it took holding off a late fourth quarter rally. But Oklahoma gets a job done. SEC stays all type of funky at the top. What's next?
Number 2 ranked Indiana gets its 11th win of the season over Big Ten competition, Wisconsin, in a runaway. I mean, it wasn't even a close game. No. 31-7 behind probably front runner for Heisman right now, Fernando Mendoza. I mean, probably going to be the first quarterback taken in the 2026 draft. I mean, he went damn near perfect. 22 of 24. 2 incomplete passes for 299 yards, 4 touchdowns, which give him 30 on the year and only 5 interceptions. 30 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions. Hey, who's excited to see the showdown in the Big Ten championship game between number 1 and number 2? When have we ever seen this in a Big Ten championship game? Number 1 versus 2. It will not be an upset, though. Listen, Mendoza, you're having a good year, but Ohio State is going to show you what an NFL defense really look like. So shout out to Indiana, 11 wins this year. They'll probably get to 12 because they'll win in the second round of the CFP. But other than that, you're going home soon.
Okay, hey, we'll see. I love it. Next up, we got Texas A&M completing an absolutely insane comeback to defeat South Carolina 31-30. They came back down 30-3 at halftime to win this game, mind you. Quarterback Marcel Reed rebounds from 2 interceptions in the first half to finish with 3 touchdowns, and he brings A&M all the way back. Run game did not do much. And it was crazy because if you watch that game, Marcel Reed in the first half, he ended his Heisman candidacy. In the second half, he actually finished a net positive on his Heisman candidacy. He kind of advanced his agenda after that second half, after starting it the way it started. So he stays really good. Texas A&M still just doing their thing in the top 5, being a really good football program. And if you're going to be down 30-3, I don't care who you're playing, you come back and win that football game, going to be a lot of people buying into them in the playoffs come playoff running. What's next?
Can I make this up before I go, though? Me and my girl was watching that game because, she's a fellow Aggie. We literally stopped watching at halftime. She was pissed. We was like, oh, it's over. And I swear to God, we looked at our phone like, damn, they came back and won. And she just got excited. But we literally stopped watching because she was infuriated that they were losing that bad. So
can't blame you.
Yeah. Yep. Number 8, we talked about it earlier. Virginia Tech hires James Franklin, Blacksburg. Get your pom-poms, get your horns, everything ready in Blacksburg. It's going to be a new era for Virginia Tech and Virginia football. James Franklin is in town. He will turn that program around. We all know James Franklin is this program builder. Now, his second time around, will he be able to beat some of those top 25 schools? We'll know. We'll see. But hey, Blacksburg, you got something to be excited about. Y'all have a great coach in, a great recruiter, and he will build a great staff too. So Virginia Tech, let's go.
There we go. They might be back. All right, number 9. Surprisingly, we got a baseball topic here because the Seattle Mariners make the first real big splash of the MLB offseason this year, signing first baseman Josh Naylor to a 5-year extension. And, you as most fans out here, they already outdid themselves from previous years where it just felt like they kind of sat on their hands, didn't spend money. Fans were pissed. It's like, what are we even doing here? So this marks a great start to the offseason for a team that was so close to the World Series. Naylor hit .299 since he joined Seattle, was a crucial piece for them down the stretch into the playoffs. He's already a fan favorite out here, even though he's always given this like emotionalist, angry cat type of energy because, then you see it the times he comes out and he's all happy and everyone loves it. It's all the much better when you got a guy who shows no emotion and you get him to crack. So fans love that out of him. He's been a great asset. No, everyone loves him. So huge play by Seattle to kick off the offseason in the MLB with a big signing. What's next?
Number 10, y'all know I love my women's sports just run the world. Hannah Hidelgo. Listen, the starting point guard for Notre Dame, I don't know, and this was last week, but when I tell you she had an NBA 2K game versus Akron where they beat them like 89-58, she had 44 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, but listen to this, Austin, 16 steals. Have you ever heard of anybody having 16 steals in the game? Hannah Hidelgo, she leads the women college basketball in points right now at 28 points per game, which it will get higher because she is a scoring machine. She probably will be the first pick in 2026 WNBA draft, but goodness grief, 44 points and 16 steals and she didn't play most of the fourth quarter. So just know she might could have had a quadruple double if they would have played her. But yeah, shout out to Hannah. Notre Dame, that is my actual girls basketball team. So I'm rooting for her, but she's always been a bucket. So shout out to Hannah. Let's go.
Yeah, there it is. All right, top 10 and 10 wrapped up. Wow, that's serious. Men's, women's, 16 steals is absurd business. I got to know I wonder what the most steals in a game in like NBA history is. It's got to be. I mean, do you think 16 is the mark? Do you think anyone in the NBA has got 16 steals?
No, I think it might be a little high because back in the days they just was real reckless with the ball. So I want to say it's probably an old stat. There's probably more than that.
I wonder what it is. What is the record for most steals in a game? The Sonics, the 97 Supersonics hold the NBA record for most steals in a game with 27.
God damn.
Wow. That's 11 of the 12 Sonics that played in that game had at least one steal. So I don't think anyone on that team had 16.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So that's a hell of a damn game. Wow. There's so much I feel like we could expand on here really quick, but I think I want to come back to the Shedeur Sanders thing because it's such a what, let's save Shedeur for last because we're gonna get into some Browns angry fan tweets. So we'll save some Browns talk for after. One thing I did want to talk about really quick was Curt Cignetti. Where does he rank right now as like top college football coach? Is he a guarantee lock top 3 right now? If you think about it, and I'll plant the argument here. He finished his last season at JMU. They went 10-0. He took JMU into the FBS, gets JMU ranked instantaneously among coming to the FBS. His first season with Indiana, they go 10-0 to start that season last year. This season, they start 11-0. And again, think about Indiana. And yeah, he took guys from JMU. He's not working with Ohio State recruits. He's not working with Ohio State money. And all this dude does is win football games, dominate, like setting all these records. Where would you put him in the college football landscape of top coaches right now?
He would be out of the top 3 for me, just because winning the big game matters. Ryan Day would be ahead of him. Kirby Smart would be ahead of him. And I know he has not had success recently, but you cannot forget Dabo Swinney for a 7-year run had the best program in college football. So to me, Curt Cignetti will probably be at 5.
Put Kiffin over him?
No, listen. He's a great coach, but I'm a Lane Kiffin hater. He's like an asshole, so I don't really like him. He's like an asshole. But schematically, yes, I would put him over Curt Cignetti. So I would say Curt may be like 6 to me. Because, Steve Sarkisian, he's won titles as OCs. So you got to give him that too. I will put him at
what about the, what have you done for me recently argument? Because really, of the guys you just named, Ryan Day, what have you done for me recently? That's one. Lane Kiffin, I haven't seen him toting around many trophies. Kirby Smart, obviously I think Kirby Smart's right there. I'm not going to try to knock what Kirby Smart's done, but done for me recently. It's not like he's coming off a championship year. Still a very good football team. Kalen DeBoer, yeah, you can say what you will. Bama, I don't know. I don't know. If we're thinking about the last 2-3 years, maybe not the whole picture of their career, because Sarkisian right now, if I had to start my team and I had Sark sitting in front of me, I had Cignetti sitting in front of me, and I got to pick one of these two guys. And I'm looking at the last 3 seasons. Sark was not playing. You can blame Quinn Ewers if you want. And now you can blame Arch Manning for when Texas struggles on offense. But Quinn Ewers came out as one of the top quarterbacks in the nation. They didn't do much. They didn't do much at Texas. I'm just not going to say that. It's been a slow one for Texas this year. And India, anything Curt Cignetti touches, it just runs through it. And maybe the schedule is not as tough. Whatever. He's still
that's the only thing that I'm just saying, Austin. I just don't think he's been battle tested yet. Those guys that I named, Ryan Day, Dabo, Kirby Smart, they're battle tested in big games versus great programs. And I'm not knocking the Big Ten, but we seen him last year when he played a formidable opponent in the CFB, and they got their ass kicked.
Yeah, and it hasn't been. Excuse me. Wisconsin, as bad as their offense is, and it is just terrible. That's an amazing defense. Another team who has an amazing defense is Iowa. When they play Iowa again, did they play Iowa recently? Indiana Hoosiers played Iowa. They had the Oregon game. They lost. They lost to Maryland, right? Didn't they lose? No. What am I mistaken with right now?
Indiana? No, they're undefeated right now.
Obviously, they're undefeated. When was the last time? I'm trying to think of the last game that they the last team that they lost to right now. I'm going back in the perils. The last time they lost a football game was to Ohio State. Notre Dame, in the playoffs. But last regular season game that they lost was Ohio State when Ohio State was number 2 last year. Last November, almost exactly a year ago. But my point was Wisconsin, great defense. They hang 31 on them. Oregon was obviously number 3 when they played them. That's still a big win. Dante Moore, that's another top Heisman guy right now.
Oregon still ain't been able to win a big game yet either. So I'm
Iowa always is a pain in the ass for a lot of teams to play. They always play some really tough, gritty football. Illinois has been no joke of a program this year, and they laid them down 63-10. They gave them a 10 little kiss on the cheek goodnight on their way out too. So the schedule hasn't been amazing by any stretch, but like it hasn't been a total flop. I guess there's been tougher ones, but I don't know. I'm struggling. I'm struggling to keep them out, like not number 3 or 4 right now for me. It's like if I had start my team, fresh batch, all the coaches in front of me, I'm probably picking Ryan Day. I'm honestly picking Kirby Smart. And that's where I get stuck. And now I'm like, well, I don't know. I might take Cignetti, my 3rd or 4th guy right now.
I just got to see him win a big game, maybe Big Ten championship, make it out of the second round of that CFP. Because like I said, Notre Dame, we didn't even have a good team last year, and we kicked the living shit out of. And I thought that wasn't a good team last year to me. And we made it to the finals, but I mean, it wasn't a good team.
I think Marcus Freeman and Dan Lanning are 2 other names that have to get a lot of respect in this conversation too. Sorry for taking this long to get to Freeman and Dan Lanning, but those are 2 other guys that I would definitely consider as well. So I don't know. I've been thinking about this one because I know Indiana people will be like, well, he's the best coach in college football. Look at all this. Look at all this. The stuff I'm telling you right now. But that's why I bring it up. I did see what you would think on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move into some NFL football now. What a week. Well, we kind of talked about it. The Rams, they beat the Seahawks. That was a tough game. The Eagles continue to look good. The Chiefs, what's going on
500.
there?
Yeah, 500 for the first time. It was rare seeing them there. It's rare seeing them there.
I mean, and you got the Broncos kind of just still winning. Say what you will. They just keep winning football games. But Bo Nix and they lost J.K. Dobbins now, per usual. Dobbins gets hurt. He's done. And they just keep winning football games. Sean Payton's got that thing cooking.
Rolling.
So what we should talk about, because we're kind of that point in the season. We've seen quite a few games get played right now. We're past halfway. Iman, we got to talk about our Super Bowl favorites from the NFC and from the AFC, because you always been the guy. You don't bet against Mahomes and the Chiefs. I got a feeling that might change.
It's over this year.
You want to start in the AFC? Who are you going to take it out of?
Well, let's start in the NFC because this was going to shock you. And I know they're coming off a loss. But if you look at how that loss happened, and they lost to the best team in the NFC to me, I'm going Seattle Seahawks because they barely lost. We talking about loss from a missed field goal after Sam Darnold threw 4 picks. Yeah. We talking 4 interceptions, and they still could have beat the best NFC. Listen, Seattle Seahawks is for real. That defense is for real. Mm-hmm. I'm a little scared of Sam Darnold because he's shown me plenty of times when pressure is on him. Goodness grief. He just makes some bonehead throws. But if he could just throw 2 picks, I don't see a team in the NFC beating Seattle. I'm telling you right now, Austin. I know that's weird because they just lost, but people with eyes can't tell me they were better than Los Angeles this week.
That was a toughly contested game. I mean, the Rams got off to the hot start. They got shut out for 2 quarters, and then they got the 7 points at the end that were like all they needed. And then, you bank on Jason Myers missing a 60-plus yarder and missing it just wide, just short to win that game despite 4 freaking interceptions. Like you said, the Seattle defense has still been so gosh darn good. And, that defense can win you ball games any playoff. Now, that was my other team. Besides, obviously, the Eagles. The Eagles beat the Rams, and you could say that the Eagles still got the record. And it was, for me, it was down between. And man, the Lions are tough to keep out of this right now, especially watching. Anytime Jahmyr Gibbs touched the football, that could be a fucking house call. He's so sick. I'm gonna go stay division. I'm gonna stay with the Rams on this one as my NFC favorites right now. And again, what did we say last episode? One of us said, I remember who that. Because we were talking about the Rams-Seahawks game.
Whoever won that game was going to move their way to the top of the NFC.
Well, maybe it was me, because then I couldn't decide. I was like, I still think Sam Darnold could give you a 2-interception game and just cost you. And then, and hey, he outdid me. He did 4 picks instead. So hats off, Sam. But man, when I watch Stafford play the way he's playing, I think Drake May still probably got the MVP edge. But when Stafford's doing what he's doing, man, oh my gosh, like he's still even in these close games, is playing like a first ballot Hall of Famer at his old
Sure.
age. Puka and Devontae Adams is unfair. The way that they're getting the tight ends involved, all of them is just ridiculous. Kyron Williams is back to his old self these last 3 games. He's got, I think, 4 touchdowns the last 3 games, gone over 100 finally. So the Rams rushing attack all the way back. Sean McVay is just doing Sean McVay things. And defensively, Chris Shula, defensive coordinator, there's been some love-hate type things with him, and say what you will, they can be vulnerable against the pass a little bit. They really rely on a great pass rush and stifling run defense, I think they're a top 10 run defense. But look, when you think about that defense, right, and we're talking about one of the top 10, top 5 defenses in football right now, all season, they have 2 first-round picks playing, Jared Verse, Emmanuel Forbes, and Emmanuel Forbes was cut a couple years ago, right? You got 4 undrafted starters playing right now. It's the second cheapest defense in football right now. Second best EPA per play. 7th in pressures, top 10 in sacks all year. Second fewest points allowed. 4th most turnovers forced. So you think about what they got and what they're doing with it. That's really impressive, especially against that Seahawks offense. I mean, Emmanuel Forbes being your best corner doesn't exactly instill a lot of confidence, and they're doing a lot of awesome things with it. So I love the way, like, we talk about McVay, but Chris Shula needs some flowers
For sure.
too.
He's he's definitely getting them guys going. Literally, I would like the Eagles, but that turmoil on their offense, that inconsistency with what and granted, they beat a good Detroit team. That offense to me, just 1 week they look good, then the next week they look terrible. Jalen Hurts to me is kind of regressing. AJ Brown, just with all the BS going on. So I would love to say the Eagles, but I just can't trust them. So
That's exactly,
like I said, yeah.
That's exactly where I'm at with them. I was going to say the same things. They beat the Rams, but if you just watch every Eagles game, you watch every Rams game, you're walking away and be like, well, the Rams are the better football team, clearly. The Eagles didn't have, like, the pass game goes suck for a while. The AJ Brown drama, like you said, they've struggled somehow to get Saquon Barkley working much this season. So, and the defense hasn't been amazing, hasn't been as, dominant as it has been. They're still really good. Let's not be, mistaken there. But, if I'm going to pick a game, if I had to pick a game, Eagles, Rams, NFC Championship, I'm putting my money on the Rams. I'm not even thinking twice about it at this point. Now,
where are they playing at? Are they playing in Philly or LA?
I think I don't care.
Nah, hey, them LA boys, they not trying to play in that cold, Austin. I think in Philly gets that game.
I just don't think I care about it. I think I'm rolling with the I would take.
You think LA can come in Seattle? You out there? You know, with the 12th man, you think LA can come in Seattle and get a win in December and January?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
If the only thing going against me is the climate, the weather, Matt Stafford's been in this league long enough. He has dominated every temperature for so many years. So I don't got to worry about the quarterback, and the quarterback's playing at an MVP level. I don't got to worry about a top 2 play caller in football just because of weather. He always figures out a way, always finds a way. He knows how to use every piece of his offense to the fullest advantage. They got to go run heavy. I don't trust as many guys in football as I would Sean McVay to figure out the scheme depending on if the weather is a part of the factor. So if I'm thinking like top to bottom, roster construction, coaching, the small things, the data that I have in front of me, and then just watching these games, I'm not saying the Rams are going to blow anyone out, but like if it's the Seahawks, if it's the Eagles, I'm just going to put my money on the Rams. I just feel better about it. And either team could still beat the Rams. That's to be And then you got the Lions. I mean, you can't discount the Lions. Obviously, the Packers win, but, I still think the Rams and Seahawks feel like they're in their own little echelon, right? And then the Eagles, you can say, too, because, they're winning games. But, a lot of Seahawks fans are saying, their record was better than they're actually playing at times because they haven't been able to do much on the ground a lot of these games. They'll show up in spurts and get you a big touchdown or whatever. But otherwise, hasn't been a really consistent, reliable run game for the Seahawks this year. But they've built it around the pass, and so it's been working.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go to the AFC. Have you disbanded the Chiefs? Are you done on the Chiefs?
All right. So preface this: everybody know I love my Ravens. Mm-hmm. I would love to see us make the Super Bowl, but Austin, honestly, and this is just coming from just nothing but saluting the guy. If Josh Allen is playing like that in the playoff, who can beat him? No, I'm just being honest. If he is putting his cape on like he did this Sunday and said, everybody come with me, unbutton the shirt, loosen up the tie, step aside the booth, Superman's alive. I don't think there's a team in the AFC that can stop that if that shows up. So
he did it with Keon Coleman benched. Khalil Shakir, his best receiver, 1 catch for -3 yards. And Josh Allen, like I put it out there, like, Bill scored 44 points. Shakir must have had an awesome day. Keon Coleman's bench. Kincaid got hurt. He did nothing. They just dominated without their 2 top receivers. Or I mean, Coleman, I guess you can't call him a top receiver. Got benched. But they did without any kind of like Khalil Shakir at all. I mean, yeah.
I just can't see anybody beat him. I think this is the year that Kansas City get took out. Because I'm not lying, man. That was one of the best performances I've seen. And he's been doing this a lot. Like, this is what he do. But I'm telling you, if he's playing like that, Austin, I am going with the Buffalo Bills for the Super Bowl. And like I said, I want to see my Ravens get it. But they scare me every week here now, too. And I just don't think Lamar can repeat that. Because when Lamar start pressing, he start doing a little funny thing. He can't do that. I'm just being honest. He can't do that. So
the script though, they're 5-5 as the script had said it be. They're right where the script wants them to be, and they're going to make the playoffs. The Steelers lost Aaron Rodgers. I'm not for a second putting any trust into Mason freaking Rudolph. As good as he looked, he looked good.
Yeah,
he looked good.
They don't got film on him this year, so once after the next week, he's gonna be done.
Yeah. Let's be honest. I bet you we see Will Howard before the season is over. I mean, it depends. Rodgers will probably come back. It sounds like it was a very slight injury, but old man, if they want him for next year, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how they play that one off. And then, so if you're talking about, all right, who can beat the Bills then? Well, I'm going with my AFC favorites as the team that did beat the Bills in Buffalo, the Patriots. I've been riding this one all year. Again, Drake May playing the MVP ball. I can't say it enough. And the thing is, they got Josh McDaniels. Anytime Josh McDaniels is coaching a Patriots team, he's the best offensive coordinator in the goddamn world. Anytime he leaves the Patriots, he's the worst coach in the goddamn world. It's just a weird thing. He has to be a Patriots coach to be an effective and a good coach because that Patriots offense, they got a run game now. Travion Henderson, back-to-back weeks of just running over everything, looking like all world type running back stuff out of Travion Henderson, which they haven't had all season, and they still just been winning ball games. So the only real deficiency in the Patriots right now has been the red zone offense. It hasn't been the best. They're about the middle of the pack because, and having no run game, nothing really pounded in has been a big reason why. But that's really the only thing that they're sitting middle of the pack in. Offensively, they're like top 10 everywhere. Good luck finding the stat that keeps the Patriots out of the top 10 offensively. Of all the new head coaches, obviously you got Mike Vrabel just looking exponentially better than every first-year head coach out there right now. He's got that organization in tip-top shape. It looks like, I hate to say this, it looks like Dynasty Patriots type of football.
For sure.
They don't got world beaters on offense from a skill player perspective. They don't got, all pro after all pro on defense, but they're just winning games and look like they could win a freaking Super Bowl just from amazing coaching and amazing quarterback play. And speaking of the coaching, another guy who needs more credit, Zach Kerr, defensive coordinator for the Patriots. He's calling that defense as well. He's been one of the top rated defensive play callers this entire season. Of course, you got the support from the Vrabel and the rest of the staff, but like I said, they got the legitimate threat. They got a DC who's doing his thing, making it work. The offensive line hasn't been, good, right? Drake May's been getting sacked a lot, but it's not as bad as Herbert's offensive line or the Bengals offensive line. There's worse offensive lines out there to where they're just kind of good enough right now that they can get by. And I think their superpower has been that 10 of their 11 games, they've all played together. And, any quarterback would tell you, having that offensive line consistency and cohesion in front of you where those guys are, at least on the same page or they know what's happening, that matters so much. It matters for your protections, the protections the quarterback wants to call, and then there's the trust guy, the guy next to you, how much you can trust them. So having that type of cohesion at your offensive line, I think, is criminally underrated. And it's a reason why it hasn't been perfect. Will Campbell's a great tackle for them, though. And I just can't get off the Patriots right now. And I'm a Bills guy. I love Josh Allen, but
But you
I would.
know as well as I know, Austin, playoff football is a little. And
It
listen, the
is.
Patriots are playing good. I mean, great football.
Mhm.
Vrabel coaching, but Drake May has not yet sniffed a
Mhm.
Sunday in the playoffs, and that
True.
football is just different. So if I had to put the money on the guy that's been there and done it before, I'm just going with Superman.
Mhm.
Because I just think Drake May, and he's having an awesome season, and I want to see him be successful. But I just think their deficiency up front and no real playmakers on offense. I think in the playoff, defenses are going to take him away and going to
Mhm.
just try to find somebody else to try to beat him. So I think it's going to be rough for them in the playoffs. But we'll see now.
I
We'll
mean, it's fair from a quarterback perspective. Playoffs, December football, January football. I want Josh Allen, right? But if you want to talk about having a coach who's going to be able to get Drake May ready, who better than Mike Vrabel? You know how many damn times Mike Vrabel's been in those games and those situations. Having that coach and things are going so well. On top of it, you got a coach who knows how to get you ready to play the football you need to go out there and play regardless of the situation. And he's been there. He's been to every biggest stage as many times as you could ever ask for out of a big coach or out of a coach. So that's where I also kind of like, well, Patriots got a guy who I have no questions Vrabel's going to have those dudes prepared to come play football in the playoffs. Will they execute? That'll be seen. They're going to start facing some defenses, and Drake May is probably going to start seeing some heat up there. But, if Travion Henderson keeps doing this, and you got to respect it, and then you can't stack the box as much, you can't go really heavy up front, and you give Drake May a little bit more time, he's been the best deep ball thrower all year. He's been arguably the most efficient quarterback all year. And if you got to respect the run now, oh man, seeing Travion Henderson is kind of what took them over the top a little, just edge for because Bill's right there. What about the Broncos? We're not saying the Broncos, but like that's a top team in their division. That's the top team in the AFC right now, essentially.
I just don't trust Bo
Not
Nix,
buying
and
it.
not me, because their offense just sputter every now and then, and it's like Sean Payton just want to force like long balls. It's something about them that just doesn't quite curl for me. I don't know what it is. Now the defense is a championship defense,
Yeah.
but Sean Payton has also been a coach who's known to blow it in the playoffs. I remember when he was in New Orleans. He won it on some lucky shit. That was all set up. Listen, that was NFL rig for them to set up. But I don't believe in the Broncos yet. And before we go, I got to tell you again, Travion Henderson. Guess where he's from, Austin?
Virginia.
Hopewell High School in Richmond, Virginia. That kid is from Virginia. I can't make this shit up, man.
They're a hotbed. God dang.
Cannot make it up.
Here's the thing I'll give to the Broncos, and why I got to respect it. During their 8-game win streak, say what you will about how they won these games, they have beat the defending Super Bowl champion. They've beat the defending AFC champion. They've beat the number one offense in the NFL. They've beat the number one defense in the NFL when it wasn't them. So it's one of those where I like they're winning, and it might not be you might not like love how it looks or who they're doing it with, but they're winning legitimate games against legitimately good opponents in some way, some form, and or they at least are performing and not playing down. They're showing up when they need to show up. Bo Nix for me is where I kind of lose it here, and he's been fine, but again, when the playoffs come, and I know teams have won Super Bowls without great quarterback play, right? But
they also had good weapons too. I just don't trust them. And just when you look at the Denver Broncos, do you say that's a Super Bowl team right there? And regardless of their record, no record, just looking at the game, do you say Super Bowl? I just don't. I'm being honest. I just don't. Yeah. I don't see it. They're doing well. I think Sean Payton is building it. He probably need one more guy on the outside. Bo Nix, and I'm with you. I think Bo Nix is more Sean Payton offense than Bo Nix being a Super Bowl quarterback to me, but we'll see.
I mean, hey, one thing I will say about Denver sports, at the time of me speaking this right now, the city of Denver has not lost a home game this fall. The Nuggets are undefeated at home. The Avalanche are undefeated at home. The Broncos are 6-0 at home. Good time to be a Denver sports fan. Either way, damn good time to be a Denver sports fan right now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't get myself there to say like, yeah, I could see them over the Bills, or yeah, I could see them doing enough to hang with an offense like what the Patriots can do. And I mean, I do like their weapons though. I do like Cortland Sutton. I do like Troy Franklin.
Oh,
I'm not. You don't like these guys?
No, fuck no. Sutton. And listen, he's supposed to be on the ban list. He's been on 3 parlays this year where he hasn't covered. I'm telling you, because I be trusting him, thinking already. No, Cortland Sutton is ass. No,
Okay.
no. I'm telling you, no.
I wasn't ready for that. Okay. He's having an okay season. He's having an okay season. I'm not saying he's like wide receiver 1. He's top 10 receiver in football, but he's kind of nice. I mean, he's kind of nice.
When I put his ass on the parlay, Austin, maybe he know I'm betting on him, and he said, no, I'm going to take this guy money. But no, I judge these players by their FanDuel. So he didn't mess 3 tickets up for me this year. Oh. So no.
I get it then. Yep. He is op. He's the op. So I get it. All right. Well, what about our teams? Iman, why don't you start us off? How are you feeling about the Ravens?
Oh, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was happy for the win. I was actually hiding in plain sight. Like, I didn't even wear my Baltimore. I wore my Dallas jersey, my Zeke jersey.
Because you were in enemy territory.
And listen, I had my Ohio State hat on with my Zeke jersey on. And, he's loved there. So everybody, Zeke, Ohio State. So I didn't have my Baltimore.
You were undercover as shit. You
like
avoided it.
Like a mug. I'm trying to tell you. I wasn't too thrilled with our game. It's just not clicking yet. And granted, Cleveland has a certified defense, man. That defense can ball. I mean, Garrett is, like I said, is unstoppable. I just want to see us be able to do more offensively now, and it's just looking real stagnated with Lamar. I'm glad we got the win. A win's a win. I'm going to say that. I love the win. We needed the win. I'm going to take the win. I just think we got to be able to get rolling in a better direction. Our defense playing good at the right time, though. I do say that, but Dylan Gabriel and SHEDEUR Sanders. So did we really do anything? That's what I'm saying. Did we really do anything?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about an offense that the Browns offense can't play D+ football. I mean, yeah, it's not one of those games you walk away like feeling great. You walk away with like, thank God we won. At least we won that kind of game. But I don't know. I think the Ravens still, I mean, I still think they're going to win that division, as crazy as it seems to say, but I still think they'll win that division and then get into the playoffs any given Sunday, man. And when you got Lamar, he's just a damn good quarterback, and he can do alien things just like Josh Allen and take over a game, any game, and do things that you didn't think was humanly possible. So they just got to make it, and I think they're going to make it, which is the bright side, especially with the Steelers now having to roll out Mason Rudolph for a little bit.
Since he's been back from his hamstring, though, he just doesn't look as explosive. I don't know.
Not comfortable yet?
Yeah, and maybe because a hamstring can be a nagging injury, but he just doesn't look as explosive as he did before. So I'm a little shaky on that because, like I said, I know hamstring can be a nagging injury, and we're going to need him to be his best when it comes to playoff time because we don't have nobody else. So
yeah, y'all are gonna have to put up 40. All right. Let me sound off on Green Bay on the Packers here really quick, and I got to start with saying that I just can't believe there's people who get paid a lot of money to sit on my TV and lie directly to my face that Jordan Love is a bad quarterback. I can't believe people get paid that much money to do that. Like, I don't know what they're looking at. I would love to hear them continue to defend these takes that Jordan Love is a bad quarterback when we're talking about the quarterback who is number 1 in the NFL in EPA per play. That is as important of a quarterback stat when you're evaluating the good and the bad as it gets, and he's better than the top MVP candidates right now in that regard. His completion percentage from a clean pocket, number 1 in football. 82% of his passes is just wicked from a clean pocket, and he's dominated cover 2 defenses this year. His completion percentage against cover 2 defenses is 91.7%, which and that comes from PFF data, which at that completion percentage is the best in modern NFL history against the cover 2 defense. And Matt LaFleur let him freaking cook against the Giants. What have I been clamoring for? What has everyone been clamoring for? Just trust Jordan Love to throw the football. Let him throw downfield a little bit. What happened? Jordan Love's intermediate passing against the Giants was pristine. It was beautiful. And Romeo Dobbs even reverted back to some 2024 ways of dropping footballs again. And it was costly. We had tight ends dropping football. He had a couple of them things. We had some tight end drops. But regardless of that, Jordan Love still puts up his top passing grade of the season, 93.6. And again, wonder why. Intermediate passes. 13 of his 24 passes were 10-plus yards on the field. That is where he dominates. That was where he's been the best quarterback in the NFL at those passes. And son of a bitch, the passing game looked good again when we were doing that. Even though they started the game trying to do the same thing. We started the game with dump off to the running back, swing screen, like unbelievable shit. But anyways, and again, we're already talking about his best. And if Romeo just would have caught those balls, we might be talking about maybe the best Jordan Love game he's ever played, right? So, and again, the stats go down, just keep going on. The completion percentage over expected, he's third. His adjusted completion percentage for like the drops and all that stuff, he's fourth in the NFL. Big time throw rate, he's fifth. His QBR, he's fifth. So, like, the fact, like I said, that people are trying to sit on my TV and tell me he's bad, there's only literally 2 quarterbacks in the NFL right now with a big-time throw rate of over 5.5% and a turnover-worthy play rate under 3%. Matt Stafford, Jordan Love, right? Jordan Love at this point in his last 2 seasons, he had 10-plus interceptions after his first 10 games of the last 2 years. He's got 3 right now. If that's not improvement, if that's not getting better, I don't know what is. And we're talking about he's doing it in an offensive scheme where the pass game just has been yuck this season. So defensively then was a weird game. Not going to lie. Weird game. Giants ran all over our ass. They dog walked our ass on running the football. And Jameis, hey, shout out Mike Kafka. He made the right call getting Jameis in there, not even thinking about Russell Wilson. He played an all-out game. He went for 4th down. He was 3 for 4 on 4th downs, the Giants. Like, they were aggressive. They played to win that damn game. That's for sure.
That red zone interception is just like the old Jameis Winston, dog.
He knew he was going to. Well, we dropped
at 1 point. Yeah, at 1 point.
We dropped 4 picks. That game should never have been the type of game it was. The Packers couldn't hold on to shit. So that was weird. Also, I'm kind of happy because I don't want to lose Jeff Hafley, and hopefully that game made the Giants go like, we don't want him, and that would be awesome for me. Losing Quay Walker is going to hurt the Packers if he's out for a significant amount of time. He's been an amazing contributor this year, and I just don't understand why they keep giving all this tread to Isaiah McDuffie. You know what he is. He's not that good. Maybe it's because he's a Boston College guy, and that's where Jeff Hafley coached. But, like, let Tyron Hopper get out there with some play. Tyron Hopper he's a young guy, rookie contract. You used an early pick on him, and he was incredible this preseason. McDuffie is nothing at best. He's a kind of liability at best, but like he's still more liability than not. Get Hopper in there. He had an amazing pass breakup in the end zone, the 2-point conversion the other week. And I don't see what the point is of like keeping doing this with McDuffie. I don't think it's good for the defense. And I swear, man, the only thing that's so frustrating is the Packers haven't had good middle of the field pass protection since like before Gen Z was even born. Like AI wasn't even in the conversation yet the last time the Packers were good at covering the middle of the field. So that still remains suck. And I think ultimately my last point, my biggest takeaway from this game was a stat that I know, or wasn't even, when I was watching the game, I was like, it feels like the Packers are doing more play action right now. And so I went and looked around and seeing play action rates because people put data out there. I went digging on the Packers play action rate, and they use play action 34% of the time on dropbacks against the Giants. Now, if you compare that to when it's been really ugly, that really ugly stretch of week 7 to week 10, they only had a play action rate of 21.5%, which was 6th lowest in the NFL in that span. And the offense was not working at all. What happens? Matt LaFleur, a little bit of life, showed some signs of life this game. He starts going back to play action. He starts letting Jordan Love throw the damn football a little bit, trusting his quarterback a little bit. And the offense looked like, hey, this offense can be really, really good. We lost Josh Jacobs, and who knows how long he's out now, which that sucks. But even with Romeo dropping it, a couple tight end drops, like
I'm gonna tell you though, Austin, and I only seen a few clips, but I don't think he gets enough credit. But Christian Watson can ball. I'm gonna tell you right now, I want to see him kind of highlighted like CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson. I see something in him. That kid can ball. I say, if people don't talk about him enough, maybe because I don't know the offense doesn't gear around him. but he can ball. I'm telling you, I've seen a couple clips like, all right, every week I'm starting to see him pop on my screen. Like, he might got something. If he can stay healthy, he's good.
It's a good call out, man. His hands look stronger by the year. That touchdown throw. I mean, hey, shoot, we got to shout out Malik Willis. Malik Willis came in the game again to relieve Jordan Love for a second and did nothing but throw a touchdown and continue to be just the most electrifying backup in football. And some team has got to give Malik Willis a chance. He was better than every quarterback last draft. He's better than every quarterback this draft. Next, he'll be coming off of his rookie contract. He'll be turning 27 next year, so I get the downside, but like, there's no franchise changer in last quarterback draft. Maybe Cam Ward, maybe Jackson Dart, continues to go, but like, there's no certified dude, got to use my top 10 pick on him type of guy in either of these drafts. Whereas like, man, go get Malik Willis, get him on the cheap, plug him in, take a quarterback second round this year, maybe then, where they're more better valued this year rather than a first round pick on some of these guys, and just run that. I think a team's got to give Malik Willis a chance.
You got to. And the one thing if they're backing up in Green Bay, they're going to be ready when the time comes. I mean, just off of what y'all been doing. If you know anything, a Green Bay backup that's sitting behind an elite guy, gonna be ready when it's time comes. So, and Tennessee looking crazy now too, because Cam Ward looked like some shit. But we'll see.
Some things never change. And last thing on Christian Watson. Like I was saying, that touchdown pass from Love to Watson in the back corner, double cover, goes up, gets it. My goodness. That is sometimes Watson has struggled to use his size. Sometimes he forgets how damn big he is and how strong he is with his size. And when he uses it, oh boy, he can hold on to any football. He can make any catch.
Elite.
Yes. Now we just need to see it stay consistent. That's the part. He stay consistent because that Love to Watson connection, is that electrifying. More of it. Spam the Christian Watson button the rest of this season. I would love to see it. Reed's coming back too. Jaden Reed's coming back, and gosh darn it. What about Joey? We got to talk about the Bears really quick because the Bears just keep freaking winning. They just keep winning. Say what you will. Joey, how are you feeling on the Bears?
Normally this segment in years past would be a courtesy. Like, all right, let's throw him a bone, let him talk about the Bears. But I got a first-place team, gentlemen, and I got some positivity flowing in this city.
Man.
It's awesome. Raiders walk-off, Commanders walk-off, Bengals walk-off, Giants semi-walk-off, Vikings walk-off. This team's a clutch hitter in the 4-hole right now.
Don't see this. This is not the same Bears. The past Bears lose out all those games.
Every single one
every
of them.
time.
It's the Pope. Finally, we got, a little bit of faith on our side. But
the Pope's from Chicago now, right?
Yeah.
That's
Pope.
Right. Yeah, okay.
So,
all right. There it is.
We got to get some love. But no, there's this belief right now that they can come back. And that's a strange feeling here, not only for fans, but for players. Like, they believe no matter what, they can come back. I know they lost to your Ravens, Iman. But outside of that, they really have this full team belief. And against the Vikings, the running game proved strong again. Almost 200 yards combined on the ground. DeAndre Swift had a good game again. But Monangai comes through again with a touchdown. And this is a guy that has been beloved since training camp here. Why fans chose to love him? Because he's a late-round pick. They wanted to find some fun little guy to love. But he solidified himself as a number 2 back in a 1-2 punch in this offense. That's really driving everything they're doing. Because Caleb Williams, as good as he can be, magical on his feet, the guy can't get sacked. It's wild. But they're still out of sync in the passing game. And if one of those 3 field goals during the game, or even the one they missed, is a touchdown, that game's out of reach. J.J. McCarthy was terrible to start that game, just like he was in the first week. So you got to find ways to convert, and drop's still a problem. Zacchaeus sat down. They put in Burden. He dropped the same damn ball. So they're still difficult in terms of getting in emotion and getting in a rhythm. But the consistency for this team right now is the takeaways on defense. And I have been the last person to tell you that coming into this year, because they still have 0 pass rush. They just don't have the guys. They're scheming it well, but they don't have the world beaters. They don't have a Myles Garrett or a Max Crosby or a Micah Parsons on this team. But they lead the league in 22 turnovers, 15 interceptions. Kevin Byard leads the league with 5 on the season. And Deshaun Wright, backup scrap heap from Dallas and Minnesota, came to this team. Jalen Johnson's your stud, gets hurt, comes in, and now got his 4th interception of the year. I mean, it's just guys are stepping up, and it's a full team effort. I know that sounds cheesy, but like normally you got one, the other. They're picking each other up. And my last rant of this, and then we can actually talk. But I got to get everything off my chest here.
I love this.
I
hate this, but I love this for you. I love it for you, Joey.
Thank you. When Ryan Poles, the general manager, was hired, he had a big press conference, and he said to close it, "We're going to win the North and never give it back." And it's been a joke for the last 2 or 3 years because they've been garbage.
Yeah.
And finally, 1,385 days later, since that press conference, the Bears are first in the North. So finally, they can say that. Just don't give it back to the damn Packers.
I was gonna say your schedule. You might be handing it back pretty soon here, but hey, look at Bears. I think it was pretty evident early on. JJ McCarthy still is not the intermediate to deep ball passer you need him to be. He is still quite a ways away. Did they have that nice drive at the very end to get themselves in position to win the game? Yeah, absolutely.
Can you imagine if they had Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's not it yet.
You was right. You was right, Austin. And usually my eyes on the quarterback, but he was missing layups this Sunday. I'm talking about Justin Jefferson wide open on the deep out. Like, that's it. Yeah, I can make that throw with no warm up. You were right. He just missed the layups, and I'd be like, where he going with the ball? Like, so you were right,
man.
Yeah, you were right.
I mean, I just never had the feeling about him. I didn't understand the hype with him. I was like, why? Where's the downfield arm talent? I get he's got the arm, but he can't make it's fucking Anthony Richardson has got the arm to be a downfield passer, a great downfield passer. But if you can't put it in the bucket, if you're missing your superstar wide receivers who can go up and get anything with any catch radius and they can't get the ball, like that's a problem. So, the Bears, like you said, I was thinking about this too, watching. I was like, if the Bears are going to lose a playoff game, I actually think it'll be less because of the offense, which is surprising to say. It'll be more because of that pass rush. And as good as the secondary is, and doing it without Jalen Johnson's absurd. When they got Kevin Byard, I was just as pissed as I was when they got Al Harris, because I was like, God darn it, that's like an all-pro type safety now that they got, and that's huge. But if you can't get to the quarterback in the playoffs and you let those offenses sit back, operate, let a play develop, you have to be damn near perfect in the secondary, and you got to be perfect in the middle of the field with your linebackers as well, which, I do like some of their linebackers. Maybe on paper they're not as great as, they got TJ Edwards, always been a TJ Edwards, right? Is TJ Edwards still there?
Yeah. Him and Jermaine
Edwards, yeah, I was going to say their money, they got rid of Roquan and then paid more money for 2 guys instead of 1 guy. That was a fun thing. But I like those guys. I mean, I like TJ Edwards because he's a Badger, and I always thought he got a poor shake. And like coming in the NFL, I thought he should have been drafted much higher than he was. And he's always been a damn good linebacker for Chicago. I think he's been pretty damn good. But Bears got to figure out the pass rush. It's gonna if they want to make it deep in the playoffs, you got to be able to get in the quarterback lap. You can't be playing all these close games. I mean, it's winning these close games is great. Can you do it all season? Can you do it in the playoffs?
Yeah.
That's another thing.
But I wonder if they thought they were going to be here at this point, because if not, they could have made a move. It's some pass rushers that's out there. So I was just wondering, did y'all think y'all were going to be first place right now and saying, hey, we are pass rusher away? They could have got the guy from Miami. Quinnen Williams was out there. I mean, it was some guys they could have went and got, but man.
Jalen Phillips is dominating for the Eagles since he's come over. I mean, y'all got Montez Sweat. What's like the fans feeling on Montez Sweat? I know he's not like irrelevant, but like, what's a fan like pulse on Sweat right now? He's got like 5.5, 6.5 sacks, something like that.
He's starting to show up, but it's underwhelming. I mean, this is almost $100 million man that's supposed to be the because of guy. It's turning out to be the kind of with guy, right? You need someone with him for him to shine. And he showed some flashes. I know he had a tip pass this week that was key in the game, but it's underwhelming. This has been a story for a long time. I remember when the Bears first got their new GM and Ryan Poles. I don't know if you remember the name, but they wanted to sign Larry Ogunjobi, the line.
I remember. I met him at the draft. I've always been a fan.
There you go. And it was a big signing. It was the first signing of the new general manager, and then he failed his physical, and they had to rescind the signing. And ever since that day, they've been searching for a new defensive tackle and defensive end to brush up what could be a stellar defense. But no, I think they're probably a year or two early, right? And it's a long season still left to go. But this is where, right, in my brain, the Bears are ascending. It allows Williams to grow with them. The Vikings are in win now mode. They don't have time for the ascension to take time with McCarthy. It's just a different mentality. So it's going to be fun to watch. And the one thing, just to make you more mad, Austin, Deshaun Wright, who I mentioned with the 4 interceptions, the only coach on the Bears that said, hey, go get this guy, we're going to need him, was Al Harris.
God damn it. Guy's a wizard. He's gonna be a DC in no time.
For sure.
Yeah. And yeah, I met Ogunjobi at the combine, not the draft. And I thought he was one of the nicest dudes I ever met. So when he was like a Brown and everything, I was always been a big Larry Ogunjobi fan. So that was another guy. When I saw the Chicago stuff, I was pissed. I was like, well, can't root for him anymore. All right. Well, that's our rant on our couple teams. Congrats, Joey, on your Bears. Finally, 1,000-some days later, getting to the top. Hey, it was one day it was going to happen sooner or later. I'm glad we were all could be alive to witness such a thing happen. But let's stay with the NFL for one more thing here. The Cleveland Browns they're in hell once again. Like we already talked about, Shedeur Sanders gets the reins. And look, I don't know, hot take, whatever take, but Shedeur Sanders should be the start of the rest of the season.
For sure.
Say what you will about how the performance went, and he was getting murdered behind the offensive line. There's fair blame to go around, right? Was he calling the right protection? Probably not. Is that offensive line terrible? Absolutely. Kevin Stefanski looked like he hated Shedeur Sanders. He looked like he was actively avoiding Shedeur Sanders, but like Dylan Gabriel hasn't given you anything. He hasn't shown any type of special, any type of like, oh yeah, this could be the guy. Like the season's a total loss. Stefanski's probably getting fired at any point now. The O-line's a mess. You already wasted another historic season out of Myles Garrett. Like I said, Dylan Gabriel, whatever, not all his fault, but he hasn't looked good. Why not just give Shedeur the rest of the season? You got this Shedeur drama cloud hanging over the organization now. So what better way than getting rid of it? Whereas you can either let him play his way into oblivion and never be seen again because he sucks like half the people want to say he does, or you let him play himself into a starting role. And either way, I think it gives you an opportunity to get more knowns out of Shedeur Sanders going into next season, going into the draft, because now you know a little bit about Gabriel. Let's find out a little bit about Shedeur Sanders. Let's see what we got. Will it go well no matter who's at quarterback there? Probably not. No. Probably gonna get murdered. Yeah. But it was a weird whole thing with Stefanski coming out and saying, "Oh, he hasn't taken a single rep with the one since we drafted him," and everyone's making a huge deal out of that. And then Josh McCown, career journeyman, career backup quarterback, comes online and says, "Now, let's chill on this. If you're a backup quarterback, that is one of the most difficult positions in the NFL to like be ready on game day. Obviously, you're not going to get the reps with the starters in practice and all that. You're going against first-team defense, and that's great, but you're not sitting there getting first-team reps with the starters and building chemistry or anything, because obviously the guys we're game planning to start want to start. We're using the reps on those guys in practice. You only get so many reps on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to do these things. We're giving them the guy who we're planning around. Obviously, Shedeur's been 4th, 5th, at best 3rd string this whole season pretty much. And so it makes sense that he hasn't got reps yet. And people made that to be a huge thing, which maybe he could have got some, but
no. Hey, listen, Austin, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I'm tired of people making excuses for him. Mm-hmm. He's a pro. He knows what his job is. Listen, you are a backup quarterback. That rep shit, don't make no excuses for him. I'm with you. I think they should go with him just off. I'm telling you, I'm going to just keep repeating the energy in the building. Though people want to see SHEDEUR. And like you said, we know Dillon Gabriel is a backup, a third string at best. I mean, I was there, and he's pretty efficient. He just doesn't take any chances. He's super safe all the time. But that not getting no first team reps. Stop giving that man excuses. Y'all been wanting him to come. He's playing now, so there's going to be no more excuses. No more excuses. So
as it should be, right? You're a backup quarterback, but your job is to be ready when your number is called, like any other position in the NFL. And is it tougher because you're the quarterback and you have no chemistry with these guys and you got nothing going on with anyone? Absolutely. But at the same point, like you said, NFL quarterback, everyone who's a backup needs to be prepared to play and deliver no matter the prep that they have. And a lot of these guys don't get prep when they got thrown into a game, right? So you think Tom Brady had a bunch of prep when he took over for Drew Brees? Hell no, he didn't. So but the thing about the Browns, again, no matter who you put at quarterback back there this year, it wasn't going to work. And so that's where it's tough to really evaluate Dillon Gabriel, SHEDEUR Sanders, these rookies in terrible systems, getting play car switches in the middle of the year. Offensive line can't figure it out. Your best wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy, and let's be honest about what Jerry Jeudy is. You don't really want him as your number one wide receiver. You got Cedric Tillman, who's been hurt. It's not a good situation where your tight ends are your best pass catchers with Harold Fannin and Joe. It's a mess. Hard for anyone to succeed, but maybe they could have just stuck with Baker Mayfield. I don't know. Hey, I don't make the rules. Why don't we go into some angry Browns fan tweets, though, and let them tell us how they're feeling? First one we got on deck here is, please note, Kevin Stefanski not even acknowledging SHEDEUR Sanders in a timeout with a whole game on the line. Get this guy all the way the hell out of Cleveland. At the point, it's 23-16, and that timeout, SHEDEUR got no attention from coach. What's the next one?
Grief. Kevin Stefanski is 5-25 in his last 30 games. LMAF. Fire this idiot.
That is bad. That is so bad. Next one. So this one's jumping off a tweet that says scientists reportedly developing a drug that can make people live up to 150 years. And this person responds, imagine living to be 150 and seeing the Browns go through 32 more rebuilds and never winning a Super Bowl.
Goodness grief.
That's tough. All right, what's the next one?
The Browns led or were tied for like 90% of the game, and there wasn't a single moment I thought they'll actually win. And I don't blame you, because everybody there didn't think they was going to win.
As someone who truly loves football, if I had to feel that way watching my team play football, I don't know how long I'd make it. I just don't.
Austin, I spent 20 years, 30 years with the Cowboys. Same shit. I don't care how good we were. I knew we weren't going to win shit. So that's how I felt for 30 years.
Oh, man. All right. Well, let's wrap it up today quick. Victor Wembanyama, goddamn, had another injury. He got hurt again. His tiny little toothpick ankles are not holding up, as if anyone with eyes could imagine. Those things look like they could snap at any given moment on a very tall man like that. That's not enough. That's not enough calf. That's not enough ankle on that boy. So he gets hurt. Right, last year he missed a ton of season with the shoulder clot, the blood clot. This year now he's going to be out for a few weeks with the injury, and he already had injuries dating back. A guy his size with his frame, it's very easy to get hurt, and he's had problems in the past. It got me thinking, as it stands now, who would you build around for the next 5 years in the NBA? All things the same. Who would you pick to be your guy for the next 5 years? We're building around him. You can pick any guy in the NBA. Iman, who would your guy be?
You already know I am going with Luka Doncic.
Ooh,
to me, he's just a guy who does not matter who's around him. He's going to make your team a championship team soon as he's there. All the other guys, SGA, Jokic, they needed 4 to 5 years before we even seen that they were superstars. You got to remember, SGA was in LA. They got him up out of there because they didn't see what he is. Luka Doncic made Dallas a championship contender with nobody. So I'm going Luka all day, every day. It does not matter if you put me, you, and Joey and just go find somebody at UPS to be the 5. We're going to the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, you can build. It's very easy to build around a guy whose offensive wizardry is as effortless as Bob Ross on a blank canvas. It's masterful. It's easy. It's effortless. And he's just dominant And I can't blame you. Fastest player in this century to reach 50 career 40-point games, Luka, right? He also ties himself as the fastest player ever to reach 300 points, 75 boards, and 75 assists in a season. Like, offensively, he's just a fucking freak, man. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of great NBA offensive guys, but what Luka does and watching him play, it's like, and he's only 26.
26.
He's still 26. That is insane. So young, man. Oh, the Mavs fucked up. Oh, I don't know how. Cooper Flagg, I don't know if he'll ever be good enough to be like, yep, that was worth it. You better win a couple of ships in a row because, boy. So I think that's a fair argument. I think seeing the Victor Wembanyama's like continued injury thing scares me. He's young. He's got to put on. I don't know how you got. It's tough to build out that body type to like work so you can build muscle on him. Giannis is the same thing. It's a very particular type of way you got to grow out that frame and that body. Giannis, made it work, and man, if Victor blows up like Giannis does, and now Giannis is a big ass boy now. Yeah. Now we're talking. Like, he's got to get to that point, because for me it was Victor before the injury, and then I'm thinking about it, and I hate to do this because I think he's a flop merchant, and I can't stand that shit. SGA. Now here's why, because my list was, and I only ruled out Giannis because he's 30. And if I'm talking a 5-year window, right, we're probably talking about what, 3 this season and 2 more elite seasons out of Giannis, probably for the most part. His still like, 28 to 33 a game type of dominance.
Yeah.
So a 5-year window, that's the only reason I'm marking Giannis out. The reason I decided not to go, and again, I'm a two-way player guy. I need offense and defense if I'm building around you. So it's Giannis, Wemby, SGA for me right now. And Jokic's defense is improving. I'll give him that. And it makes it hard to keep him out. But again, 5-year plan. SGA's a little younger. He's a top tier 2-way guard in basketball. He's averaging 32 a game, and he's not even playing in these fourth quarters. He set out most of the fourth quarters because the Thunder are running up on everybody. Yeah. So it's like Ron Dane for the Badgers back in the day. He never played fourth quarters. He already had 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, and we sit him for the second half of the games, and we're just running over everyone. So that's been SGA's season. He's just an efficiency killer, elite mid-range. Obviously, he can draw fouls with the best of them. The two-way stuff, I think, is just so important for a player. What you can do with it in terms of like switching him off as a defender and putting him on a different guard or something like that. So the age advantage, he's mid-age. He's still mid-prime. He's still climbing and getting better. That's the thing about him, because Jokic is the same thing. Kind of got only a couple more years of just elite level dominance, where SGA's probably got another 10, 7 to 10. And he's just been durable. He's got a healthy track record. So maybe not the defensive anchor of a Wemby or Giannis, but I'm building SGA because of the two-way stuff, the age, the health, and the fact that he's still middle of his prime, averaging 32 a game, not even playing the fourth quarter in half of these games is like.
But I'm going to tell you, this may sound weird. Is he even the best player on that team?
Okay, so.
Now we know he scores the most points because they keep the ball in his hand. They make him efficient. He's not a better basketball player to me than Jalen Williams. And Jalen Williams hurt right now, but we know who won that championship for them last year. Without Jalen Williams, I think SGA doesn't even look close to what he is now. I don't think he's the best player on that team.
Interesting.
Yes, he averaged the most points because they make sure he gets his efficiency with him holding the ball, because he does know how to get to the foul line. I just don't think he's the most skilled player on that team. Jalen Williams, to me, is a better basketball player. Longer, just way more explosive, just as good as defense. Defense is just as good because he's long. He can defend from 1 to 4.
So are we saying, the guy's averaging 21 a game this year. There's no doubt about it. He's an incredible number 2 guy, and they got a great roster. That is a team that looks like they're still only getting better.
Exactly.
So we're talking about, like, are we talking dynasty with the Thunder at this point? The thing about the Thunder that I hate is I can't think Thunder basketball and not think about the Sonics. And then I'm like, why the hell do we not have basketball back in Seattle yet after all this talk? But I mean, I think with SGA, you're just talking about one of the safest profiles, most complete superstar profiles. And you think about his floor is higher than most dudes' ceilings. And that's where, if you just consider everything, the efficiency, he's got the high usage and he makes a lot out of it. The defense is solid. Him and Giannis are kind of like 1-2 in terms of dudes who finished really high in their defensive efficiency last year, while also being unbelievable on offense. So that is tough. I mean, I'll give you that argument, but at the same point,
and
I think
he's just a slow burner too. Why wasn't he this guy when he first came to the league? Everybody we named outside of just Giannis, maybe Jokic, but Wemby was that guy when he first came in. Luka was that guy when he first came in. I just look at SGA and be like, I kind of took him a little long to get here. So I don't even think he's a superstar, but that's a whole nother story.
I mean, I think it's fair, but it's one of those guys. I mean, if that's the argument, then the counter argument is then, okay, well, he came in with clearly so much more that he could develop and grow into. And then he just has. And like I said, he's still like in the middle of his prime.
Yeah.
And if it's taken him, if he's slowly built, like who's to say he's done getting better at this point? Who's to say we've seen his ceiling, right? So, I mean, Giannis was another guy. He was so young when he came out. He needed a good 5 years until his dominance kicked in. Wemby's been playing pro for how long now? And he's just, with that size and the fact that Wemby gives you at least 10 to 15 contested shots a game just by existing, and then he can jump out and guard on the perimeter and he's a freak, but I don't know. This one's a tough one. All right. We've run over time a little bit today, but that's the rest of the episode. Make sure y'all have a good rest of the week. Catch your Thursday Night Football, and we will see you per usual on a Fan Friday episode coming up this week. Until then, y'all have a great night.